Obviously, some nights shots just go in, but what did you see from your ball movement, the way that you guys were attacking that kind of created some of those good looks from three?
I thought we we just moved the ball well. The plays were there to be made. Coming into the game, we knew that they were a heavy help team. They swarmed to the ball, and if we made the right plays and made the extra pass, we would get quality shots. And I thought we did a great job playing to the scouting report. And you're right, shots do just go in some nights, but I think you give yourself a better chance when you get higher quality shots. And I think the way we played against their coverages and the way that they defend gave us a lot of opportunities at quality shots, and we made a lot of them.
Just what do you think of Bees' night? I think 6 of 10 from the 3-point line, and then on the other end, he's kind of hounding Brunson around all over the floor.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a job, we depend on each other to do our job every night, and I think tough assignment with Brunson, and he's going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to get plenty of opportunities. He's going to get the whistle. But I thought Bees did a great job of continuing to come, picking them up full court, being physical. I heard him going back and forth a couple times, and that's the type of competitiveness that you want to see in guys on the floor, and just embracing their role and doing their job, and I think in a way, when you embrace it that way, it returns in your favor. And, he got a lot of clean opportunities from three tonight, and we need him to make those shots, to space the floor and to keep the defense honest. And tonight, was one of his better nights at both ends.
I think you said during your walk-off interview off the court, like it feels good to be playing you guys' best basketball right now.
Yeah.
Just what do you like about the way you guys are playing right now as a team overall?
I think I really like how we starting to learn each other, and it's been some bumps in that process where we don't play so great some nights, but we still able to win those games. And I think now it's just starting to get a little more smooth, knowing where we should be on the floor, knowing how to give each other outlets, knowing how to help each other be who we are. And it's not perfect, but I just like that we're showing improvement, and it's carrying over, and you can see it on the floor.
And that game on Thursday will be against Indiana. Just kind of what are your thoughts on them in that first matchup that y'all had against them earlier this season?
We know that they're a team that's going to play extremely fast. They got a lot of youth about them. Young energy, confident. They play hard. They shoot a lot of threes, and Rick Carlisle has those guys playing. They playing together, and they playing with a lot of confidence. The first game at Indiana, I didn't play. But I know we had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, I think, and it was just a matter of closing the game out. But it's tough to win on teams' home floor, especially a team like that with players that plays at such a high pace and they shoot so many threes. A couple mistakes and they right back in the game. So we're going to have to, be sharp. We're going to have to come in. We're going to have to be ready to defend those guys. They spread the floor. They get into the paint. They kick it out. A lot of shooters. They got a shooting big man. So we're going to have to be really sharp. It's going to be a good game.
Damian, you mentioned earlier you guys are starting to learn each other and things are smoothing out a little bit. Do you feel like this is the best performance you guys have had this year, particularly on offense? And is it kind of a sign of what you guys are capable of doing when you are clicking as a group the way you were tonight?
Yeah, I thought this was probably our best offensive game. What did we score? 146 or something like that? 146? I mean, they said it was a league high this season, 146 points, and we left a lot of points on the board too. We missed free throws, we missed some shots in the paint. This could have easily been a 165 point game, so that doesn't mean we're going to turn into a team that does that every night, but I do think we got that type explosiveness. So we can't depend on having these types of nights all the time, but it's definitely a look at the kind of nights we can have offensively sometimes.
And Dame, just going off that though, how much more can you guys unlock offensively? And once you get there, what do you think that would look like for you guys?
Well, I mean, Chris has been on a minute restriction, pretty much the whole season. So it's he sat out some games, so it's been like on and off with all of us being on the floor. Myself and Giannis just still trying to figure out how we can be in more actions together and take advantage of, some of these defenses together. But we finding a way right now. I think there's a lot of moments where we in pick and rolls together, and two guys come to me. I hit him in the pocket. They got to pull over to address him, and then it leads to a wide open three for Bees or for Brooke or whoever that other guy is on the opposite side. So we're already starting to improve in those actions, but I think, I think this is our 21st game. So it's just going to take time, and you don't really know when it's going to click. It just happens. And we just got to keep doing our part in the film room and in practice, just kind of having those conversations and addressing those things that we can improve on so we can be better as a complete team. But that takes time. And I think, when that day comes, everybody will be able to look at it and say, they starting to put it together how we expect it.
How can success or dominance in this tournament make a statement? And then what kind of statement could it make?
I think it's anytime you get put in a situation where everybody has an opportunity to win something, and in the end only one person can win, I think that's an opportunity to show some level of dominance. Even though it's not the NBA Finals, you can show we all had this opportunity, and only one team is going to be the last team standing. And I think that's a confidence builder for any team. And, I think it shows, who's going to fight for it, who's going to go after it when the competition is at its highest. And I think you see in a lot of these in-season tournament games, you can see the competition rises. Teams are going after it. And you come out of this thing on top, the last team standing. I think it's a pretty strong statement and something that everybody around the league has to respect.
How do you feel like the additional stakes of something like an in-season tournament can help prepare a team where you're just, as you mentioned, getting integrated, prepare for playoff situations down the road?
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure how much it does for a team, as far as the playoffs. I think everybody knows you don't make it to Vegas in the in-season tournament, the season still goes on. We still playing for the same thing in the end. I think it is something to build on for a team. You have success right here. You become the last team standing, especially a team like us. You just keep building through it. But it's December. It's so early. So many things can happen over the course of a season. You got injuries. You got a lot of things that could impact a team. Before you get to that, that postseason run or whatever. So as much as it can do for you as far as your confidence and the team coming together and you having to compete for something being on the line, I don't think it's really going to have an impact on June, or May. So, I mean, we'll fight for it for what it is right now, and we'll try to continue to build on it, but I don't think it'll mean anything for, later in the season.